I want to ask this question because there was a documentary that came out about some heartbreaking things with child actors.
Yeah.
And how was that process for you, right? And there's a slew of different ones that we've grew up on, Home Alone, different series of Bernie Mac show. Like you grow with these characters, but not forgetting this is not cartoon, this is not animation.
It's real people.
These are real people.
Yeah.
And when you hear it, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And how has your journey being in the industry for so long? And what has that journey been like for you?
Oh, that's such an interesting question. For one, the blessing is that my mom was always close by. And my mom asked me hard questions and created a safe space for hard conversations. She wasn't a stage mom by any means. She was always in the background, but always near for me. I think that sustained me when there was a lot of loopholes that I could have fallen through, for sure, especially my personality. I'm a Leo through and through. I'm an extremely free spirit. I don't, like, a lot of times people are like, no, and I'm like, well, why not? Why can't we just, like, what rule is this? This is what? Is this a law? And even if it is a law, but why?
Yeah.
You know? What about, let's try something different. Let's change history. Let's, So I think that my mom saved me a lot. And I think my relationship with God saved me a lot because I know my relationship with God and my mom saved me a lot because it was my parameter. It was the base that I built things on. It was how I made the ultimate decision based on what I wanted to do and what I felt that I should do. A lot of times I didn't do what I wanted to do because I was like, I don't want to disappoint God. And in essence, I really don't want to disappoint myself as well. Yeah. And I don't want to disappoint my mom. So I think that really saved me and protected me. And then another thing is, my level of success at a certain age wasn't the levels of success of Raven Simone by 13 years old or Macaulay Culkin by 13 years old. And my journey has been a slow burn that has allowed me to be 19 and go to a club and stand outside for 2 hours and be like, but I just want to get in. Yeah. And then, by 21, I can walk in with 5 guys and get a table and a whole whatever for free. And then by the time I'm 22, I'm still waiting outside for an hour and 15 minutes and I can barely get in with my girlfriend. To 24, I can come in with, 3 guys and I might get a table, I might get 2. To 25, and so every part of the journey has taught me to not believe my own hype and to not play myself that way and to understand that if this becomes your identity, at some point you will crash and burn. And my identity is not what I do. It's just what I love and what I get to do. To me, it's more important to have a platform to pour into others and to love people and to help people walk through the darkest times and to show them that they're not alone and to do whatever I can that I feel in my heart or I feel led to. But the journey has taught me to have perspective and to understand that a lot of things aren't personal, that we take personal because of our ego, and to stop taking them personal and to stop taking on things that have nothing to do with me. That's who that person is. And even though I may be getting the blunt end of it, it has nothing to do with me and I refuse to take it on. And so my journey has been great in a lot of ways. It's been challenging. It's been hard. There's been some tough seasons. There's been some things that have happened, not necessarily because I was in the industry. It's just the things I've experienced in my life. And then there's been some really amazing, I can't even believe I'm here. Yeah. I can't even believe I get to do this. This little Black girl from Santa Clarita, California, just from a family of one Black family in a city where there's no other people who look like me, with tons of racism and being called the N-word every other day and having teachers straight up tell me I don't think you're pretty enough for what you want to pursue, all kinds of things. And for me to be sitting here now and to still be intact and to love myself and to be overconfident the way that I've been as a child, to me, it blows my mind. I'm like, how the hell? Yeah. How are you I don't care if she don't think I'm pretty enough. I know I'm fine. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm just really thankful.
So you've been on this scene for I personally, I want to ask this question what's the biggest change being in the industry that you've seen over the years. It's like, like they had this thing where Gen Z, they put a cassette in front of them. They said, "What is that?"
Oh my
Like
God.
a floppy disk.
That's so stressful.
And they was like, "What is this?" They put a CD player in front of them. It's like, "What is that?" A
Right,
DVD
right.
player. What's the biggest change that you've seen when you first started to where you are now?
Yeah.
That it's like they never had this when I was coming up.
Camera phones. Camera phones came out when I was 26. You know, like the little flip phone, you take a picture, you know, I see so-and-so. That came into like fruition when I was like 26. And then by the time I was 30, it was really like when the first iPhone came out. And so I'm thankful that there were no cameras when I was under my 20s.
Yeah.
But just watching that and then watching these young people in the industry try to navigate everything that they do being documented, and people having an opinions and judgments on seeing a split second and having no context and deciding who these people are, my heart went out to them. You know, when people started talking about Chloe Bailey, when she was like really just coming into her own as a woman, or whatever it may be, it bothers me because
Right.
I'm like, you don't even know. And so, yeah, that part of it is very different.
How has your spirituality been a force for you in Hollywood? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I respect how you've always been gracious and speaking about your spirituality.
Right.
God doesn't want me to do that.
Yeah.
You know, and staying grounded in that from a Christian, understanding that temptation comes a mile a minute, especially in the life.
Sure.
What is your spirituality kind of done for your sanity?
It is my sanity. You could have a conversation with someone and we could be talking about what's possible, what's not possible, and then you insert God and we're having a totally different conversation. And for me, I'm always having a totally different conversation because to me it's always about God. And that has been my sanity, is the fact that I know, and I'm still even learning how much God loves me and how
Right.
much God has sustained me and carried me. And I'm even learning it in a different way in this season. That is very interesting because when I got saved when I was I 12 or 13? I believe I was 12. Was because some kids that I went to a youth group with ended up passing away in a car accident, and two of these girls, the two that survived, one got severe brain damage, and one of them came out the least scathed, physically, I guess you could say, but mentally, she's the one who remembered everything, and she's the one who survived. But seeing her get saved is what made me get saved. And so when I did get saved, I became that very religious kind of like Bible stomping, like telling my sister, like, but you lost your virginity, I just don't want you to go to hell. Like I was like that kid. Like nobody told me when they lost their virginity. By the time I lost my virginity, I was 19 or 20. And it's because I was like, but this is the one I'm going to marry. I was trying to make excuses just so I could do what I wanted to do. But ultimately, with my journey, I think that now I'm in a space of understanding that the way God loves me and the way God has sustained me and the way that God has allowed me to have this life is everything. It is everything. And then also understanding that doesn't mean that I have to be religious about it. It means that I have to truly have a relationship with God and know God for myself and continue to pursue that and continue to discover and continue to know that I can't do enough to make God love me by my actions or this or that. I just have to know and continue to love God and continue to allow God to teach me and grow me and be authentic. And so that is what my journey has been. And I'm actually really loving the way it's like transitioning in this season too, because I think it's all a life walk, and we're constantly doing it, and we're constantly walking it out and learning new things. But if I didn't have that, I don't know that I would be here. I wouldn't be me without that.